Welcome back, folks, to Resident Evil here on the heavybass channel. Last time we got powered up the lab, but we also powered up the elevator, and now we've arrived at the very same map room that we are in now at the moment. Yeah, it's a bit complicated, but who cares? Anyway, this is now where we get to pick up quite a few items, because we're going to be using up the last of all these items, but more importantly, we're going to be using the weapons key. Very, very important we use up the weapons key, because I believe we got here before freaking yeah, more or less, I think we got here before freaking Claire has. So let's go into the laboratory, and there's a few things we can get in there, but more importantly in here though is that the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head to that stupid room again and use the lab card key and take care of the non-essential enemy. Basically, this moth. Use that at least 2 rounds. It still lives. It's dead now. Combine that together. Now we're going to use the handgun. More importantly, is because while we don't have a weapon to clear up, we do need to get rid of all these maggots that are on the keyboard here. Like so. Let's go. Let's basically, now we gotta do this. Enter guest for the second time. So as you said before, enter guest for the second time. Which is true. Enter guest the second time. Register the fingerprint, and congratulations, we have a second set of fingerprints. We can now go inside the room that we didn't before. So now we have guest registration. We can go ahead. This room is effectively useless. Thank God it finally ends there. Hallelujah. Thank God. At the same time, Claire is trying to sort her exit out of this place. But more importantly here, ladies and gentlemen, is that we can now go inside this laboratory. Is that inside the main lab, as it were? Well, not yet. I think there's at least a few things we can do, but we can now go inside the main lab. Very, well, we will eventually. More or less what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this handgun. We're finished with the handgun, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. We are done with the handgun. But equally as done, now we've got to combine some items that we should have done in the last bit. So we now have another batch of healing items. We can go straight ahead and head into the lab properly. There's a few things that we need to pick up as well. So the lab is nothing important for Leon. It is his B story after all. So you're only in here to take care of a few extra errands that we haven't done yet. We used the weapon box key, and in here is custom magnum parts. We now can get a custom magnum, which is really fucking powerful, since we've already... No, there's still naked zombies here. Unlike the labs, which actually has pretty much the only big foe in this is just naked zombies. They're weak as shit. No joke. They're just a joke. Here, though, you find the P room key, which is the power room key, which is something to consider, by the way. The only way you're going to be able to get out of the joint. Yeah, you probably may notice a few differences, as you may have noticed there are 2 sets of stories in Leon's general campaign and Claire's general campaign. Claire's focuses more on the survival horror aspect with making sure that Sherry gets cured from her ills and whatnot. Whilst, of course, for our hero, for Leon, it's about powering up the place and making sure this thing blows off. So we literally have the very thing that we need to do. We can go ahead and head down. So, time to combine. So now we have a very powerful magnum, a custom magnum that's really, really strong. Might I add as well that it's also that we can go ahead, we can now ditch We can now ditch the custom shotgun, and we're going to keep this Magnum. This is really powerful stuff. It can take out an enemy in one fell swoop. It can do a lot of things. But then we can also explore the the upper parts. Use the key, the lab key. And basically, we got a few extra things. Oh, of course, this thing kills freaking lickers in 2 hits, which is pretty strong. Still a strong item, but still, it's very effective at what it does, killing enemies. More or less, we just need to finish wrapping up some rooms, just like we did in the APAF, which basically means we go back upstairs to the. Not only are we going upstairs to the room that we haven't used, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go through the guest room. Very important. So we got one of those. Combine that together, so at least we have at least a few rounds of ammunition. Very important. Very precise and important as well. Because otherwise it's not going to be much as well. So we now have IVs. And the problem with IVs is, you know, we can kill them in one hit, but we can also get poisoned. And congratulations, I forgot to get poisoned. The one problem that Leon has had is that Magnums aren't as effective, but they can kill. Poison in Resident Evil works on the basis that it reduces health over time, which is not good. You can die from this, so that's not good at all. And at least you can use an item to cure. Unfortunately, this is probably going to bite me on the arse later, because poison just basically makes things quicker. You can kill enemies in 2 hits with the custom Magnum, because, you know, the thing's powerful enough. We have enough ammunition to take care of the final boss as well. More or less. It's a pretty strong weapon. So you could ditch this. There are a few items in the lab rooms that we can pick up, that we don't normally pick up as well. So you may want to pay attention to these. And again, I really do not like this poison aspect. It's really stupid. As I said before, there are a few regrets, and that is one of them. It's getting poisoned twice, but 2 rounds of Magnum bullets, very important. So the risk is worth it, just not the reward. Sometimes the risk is here, but just not the reward. That's probably going to come and bite me on the arse later, I know it will. But, more or less, it's not going to kill us immediately, but we know where we have to go. And I think it's time we went for this one. Anyway, time to go for the guest door. So, I hope most of you are going to be ready for this one, because through this guest door is actually kind of a few interesting keys, or a few good references here and there. Not only is this a place where, you know, liquors are there, and I believe there's a lot of liquors. There's quite a few liquors as well, which really do count. Anyway, means of a failed experiment. That one of these is a hunter that was actually in the game. Another that pretty much escaped was actually Nemesis. And here lies submachine gun bullets. Broken from his side. That was actually rumored to be freaking, you know. That is the pack where the chemicals were stored, as in all the viruses. More or less, we've got pretty much we're done with the guest room, and that's basically a fun little cameo. Because the Nemesis broke, because they referenced Nemesis before it actually became a sequel, which was better, which was essentially a more tougher Titan. Or if you want to be really good about it, Mr. X. Mr. X is the progenitor to the Nemesis mechanic, and if you may have noticed, it's a bit of an annoying gimmick considering what Mr. X is. In fact, he is actually a modified tyrant. And if you don't know what tyrants are was the final boss of Resident Evil 1. It was a very powerful final boss. It became somewhat of a recurring a recurring enemy for Redfields, at least. From then onwards, because Claire had a very memorable fight in Code Veronica against said thing. And if we go down here...
You murdered my husband. I know what you're looking for. You came for the G-Virus, didn't you?
Well, at least we know why Annette made that sample of the G-Virus.
This is my husband's legacy. Now, where's that spy you were working with earlier? You know who I'm talking about.
What?
You really don't know anything, do you? You're so gullible. She's one of the operatives sent here by the agency. The only reason why she came here is to obtain the G-Virus.
That's a lie.
No, it's the truth. I discovered this when I did a background check on her. She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her. Ada wouldn't do something like that.
If you don't want to believe it, I don't really care. You're about to die anyway.
I was figuring when you was going to show up again, and then Annette runs off, and that's the last we'll see of her before she gets Birkin'd. One of my favorite references from A, which is basically Annette gets Birkin'd, and the likes pretty much confirm this. But I need to keep going because otherwise I'm going to die of that poisoning, which is not good. Anyway, at least you got more bullets out of him, but the more important thing is that we need to really get to a healing item that I managed to store up. But at least the problem there is I think I've used quite a bit of healing items as it were. I might be in trouble for the final 2 bits, and I'm probably maybe pushing myself here. My fault for not taking the flamethrower with me, but other than that, it's just that. There we go, we're fine now. So, we're pretty much near the end of the B side, pretty much. Since we're pretty much on a roll, as it were, that works out fine. We need to get the save. We need to get the ink ribbon so that we can go ahead and save, because it's probably going to be one of the few last times we're actually going to save proper in this one before we move on to the final bit. More or less. So we need to put the machine gun bullets in there because we're probably going to need those. Quite a bit. Because you will need the bullets. Trust me on this one, I say, you need the bullets. No, really, you're going to need the bullets. We haven't got much health left, but I think we can manage with 2 health ups. I think we might be able to do it without the need of using a first aid spray, which is pretty much what they tell you to do in the new one, but in the past it just affects ranking. Everything needs to be au natural. That means herbs. Anyway, we're saving here, ladies and gentlemen. Next time on Resident Evil, we gotta go back to the power room to use the P room key, and then we can pretty much don't know what's gonna happen from there. But at least it'll be interesting from here on out. The thing's nearly over, folks. See you next time.